time I saw you, you had long hairs.
Yeah.
It's a while ago.
Now I've got no hair.
Yeah.
That was... I had a look at the date. That was 2009. Back... First time you came to Australia, actually.
Yeah.
And that party was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that was amazing.
How's things been since 2009? Almost 10 years, eh?
Oh shit, yeah. I mean, when I came last time, it was like when everything started to become really big for me.
Yeah.
You know, with collab with Armin and all the stuff after that. So yeah, that was really good. And yeah, it was...
Because I remember you went to, what was it, Nepal? You had a gig in Nepal?
I had the gig like...
And I remember seeing footage, you had like all these police cars escorting you or something like that.
I think that was in Mongolia.
That's right, Mongolia, sorry.
It was interesting, yeah. So they picked me up with 10 limousines, National Police Guard. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those events you have no idea what to expect when you go there. You know?
How was it? A lot of people, busy?
Packed.
Yeah?
Packed, everyone sang along. Like, they even had a famous local guitar player performing White Sand live to it. So it was like really amazing.
Because you never hear people touring those sort of areas.
Yeah, but that's what I love. Like, same with Russia, for example. I like to go. I mean, you always can play Moscow, St. Petersburg. I go to Moscow in 2 weeks, actually. But I always like to go to these random places, like far away, nobody's reaching really those kind of cities.
Yeah.
This is where you get like the best experiences.
It's a unique experience.
Yeah, people are so grateful that somebody's international is coming, and you know, that's really amazing. Even to get there sometimes really a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Well, okay, so what's some of the worst? Have you been like cargo planes with cattle? Or?
No, not that. But for example, Russia, I had to go to one city, and there was no other way to go there than taking the Trans-Siberian Express.
Okay.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was just kind of tricky a little bit to get on there, and because nobody really speaks English.
So how long did it take you to get to this one place for this?
So I think it was like a 9 hours train.
On the train.
But I got my own compartment and stuff, so it was great, and the scenery, like the landscape, was beautiful.
So it was almost like a holiday, huh?
I wouldn't call it a holiday. I mean, for some people it would be.
Yeah. Have you been busy with other stuff?
Yeah,
or?
yeah. I work a lot on orchestral stuff in Hollywood for a few of the big composers, which is kind of confidential work behind the scenes. But then now I also signed up with a few of those kind of trailer houses who are specialized in doing the movie trailers.
Yeah.
Because like when you see like a cinematic trailer of a big blockbuster, for example, the music is always made by other guys, not the guys who are doing the original score. So that's really interesting. So I started now a business on the side, which was taking a lot of my time to build, and composing orchestral stuff is more complex than doing a dance track.
Yeah, because
so I was working more
emotions.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. So but then same time I realized that I missed like touring and stuff. I always released a track now and then, but not really pushing things forward. And since last year I started releasing more tracks and stuff.
So is it trying to find that right balance between making the movie stuff and then dance music to tour and reach the fans?
Yeah, exactly. I think now I found a good balance. So I finished up a few projects and by going always back and forth, Germany and LA, and for this year now I'm back on focusing on my artist career, especially after I had such a great year last year with my Magic Iron Mix album, which went top 10 on iTunes almost around the world. Not the one after. So that's volume 6.
Yes.
And the 7 was last year. I'm mixing actually volume 8 this week while I'm here in Melbourne.
Yep.
Because I have a deadline.
Oh, so have you got all the tracks?
I got all the tracks, so I have to mix them this week.
It's quite exclusive, all the tracks you get, right?
I have all the tracks exclusive. It's always like the kind of strategy we are working.
Do you have a time limit for exclusivity? So you have it for a year and then it can get released on labels or...
Technically, all the tracks we are signing going to be released also on my label.
Oh, okay. Do you find with touring, you don't get to see much because it's a lot of fly-in, club, hotel, airport?
It is a lot. It's a lot like this. Even now, after I saw a lot, and I always try, if possible, like to come a day before or extend the day if the schedule allows it. Sometimes you just have to go the next day to another show. So then there's no chance. That's sometimes a pity. but for the fact I'm touring since so many years. You
actually,
know? So
it's really over 20 years now of music industry.
Yeah, I'm like, this is my 21.
Yeah, 21 years of experience.
Yeah. So now I'm legally, how do you say it? Like, you know, it's like in the US, it's like with
you can
21
drink,
years now you can start drinking. So now I never really was drinking and stuff. So maybe now I can start.
There's always been a big, everyone's always like, oh, dance music, drugs, dance music, drugs. There's a big expectation that everyone who listens to dance music is into drugs or does it. I mean,
I think that's what people think about, which is a pity. I think a lot of clubbers are, for some reason they need to take something, which I think, especially in trance music, which is such a beautiful, emotional music, there would be no need.
Heightens the senses or something, but
might be. But I feel sorry for those people who need to take something to enjoy the music more.
Yeah.
It's just a pity that the perception of the audience is like this. You are in this dance scene. Everyone is on drugs, listening to the hammering beats and stuff. You know, and especially with my music, which is more melodic and stuff, and sing along, and I do more like concerts than the typical DJ sets. Immigration process is kind of
immigration is very tough.
Kind of tough here. So even the guy tried to give me a hard time by asking all the stages I'm going on that tour. And
is this at customs? Or when you're passing through?
Actually
at the airport.
At the airport, yeah. So at the immigration was cool, but it was just the guy after immigration pointing me out, maybe thinking, there's a tourist.
He had to look. Where'd you come from? Thailand?
I came from Singapore.
Okay.
I came from Singapore, and so he was asking me what you're doing here, and even my visa explains everything. So I said, I'm touring artist, and he said, where are you playing? And I said, I do Sydney Harbour Cruise, and I play Melbourne Room 680, and then I play club in Adelaide. And then he said, what kind of club in Adelaide you playing? And I said, I am not 100% sure, because the thing is, the club in Adelaide had just a number of the street, which was the name of the club as well, so it was hard for me to keep in mind, you know. And he tried to give me a hard time, saying, so how come you come all the way to Australia and don't know what kind of club you're playing? And I said, well, sometimes I have like 10 shows a month around the world, so it's a bit hard to keep on track on every little detail.
Yeah.
You know, so I suppose it's not necessary.
You should have just given him some tickets and I'll put you on the door.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of tickets.
Yeah, and then he was okay. He said, okay, have a nice day. He said, have a nice day too. One time I missed connecting flight because of that. I had a show in El Salvador, and I just flew via Miami. Even I was not even leaving the airport. But they don't have really like a
transit type.
Yeah, like a transit area. So you have to immigrate, and then you have to
come back in.
Yeah, which is totally. That's what I think is kind of stupid. That they cause that type of problems, and then instead of just me being in a transit zone, I had to immigrate the US, and of course then they asked me all the questions. So what you do in the US for just 12 hours, and then you go ahead. And I said, I even don't go to the US. I just stay in the airport waiting for my flight. If you keep on asking, I even gonna miss it. You know, so I missed my flight, and then I had to take a transit hotel, and yeah, thanks God, I was there on a day before arrival schedule, so then I made it just right in time.
Do you see yourself maybe relocating to Hollywood one day?
Actually, I'm already traveling back and forth every second month.
Okay.
So depending on things go, most likely I'm gonna sign with a new management for the US, which requires me to be more in the US, playing more shows in the US, bigger shows in the US especially. I will see how those things goes, but the plan is that maybe next year I'm gonna have a second home in LA with studio there and stuff. Then I can always go back and forth.
Monday to Saturday, Sunday. No, God. Melbourne, the parking signs is something you have to read like a
I haven't figured out yet.
It's like, okay, today is this day, but what time is it? What is? So Monday to Friday, 9 AM to 6:30 is the loading zone. How's the donut?
Was good, but I'm having a donut after the lunch.
What did you think of the lunch, actually?
Was good.
Vegetarian bar, veggie bar.
Yeah, it was good.
What,
yeah. Only complaint I have about those guys is that I couldn't finish my lunch and we couldn't get it for a takeaway.
You've had a bit of bad luck in Australia with companies, haven't you? Jetstar.
Jetstar was like, they screwed me over, I have to say. I have to say the F word, and I never say an F word in a camera. But they were really, also the attitude they gave me, you know. I mean, I always know my luggage is a bit heavier, like, you know, with my little keyboard. But the airlines usually, they don't count the weight of the laptop and also not of the instrument, because it's just obvious I can't check those things in. You know?
Fragile and all that sort of stuff.
And
what they say, bad luck.
And yeah, usually airlines are easy going, and they told me you are over 7 kilos and that's our policy. And I explained I'm a touring artist, that's the stuff I need, I can't check that in, so what can I do? And
so just leave
the woman at the counter, she said, well, you just have to throw away the things until you are below 7. That's what you can do, even with that kind of attitude.
Did you have clothes? You should just start putting clothes on.
I was like, what the fuck? So I took out, I was thinking, there's nothing I can do. Okay, what I did is I took out the keyboard and the laptop to carry on with me. And the remaining stuff in the bag with the audio interface, all the cables, all the stuff, you know, it adds more to 7. When everything would be together, which was just 4 kilos. And I had to check the bag in as a second bag, and they charged me $60 for it. You know?
That's how they make money, huh?
It's just like, well, guys, I think that's the last time flying with you. And she said, yeah, that's up to you. When I arrived, when I arrived in Adelaide, walking out the gate with my keyboard in my hand, Seb told me actually, I should have filmed it. It's like just a perfect vision we have of Roger, you know.
He's ready to go, go. Just stopped playing straight with the keyboard.
Walking with the keyboard. Just felt so stupid. But usually I'm lucky. I don't really lost my luggage or...
You never lost your luggage?
No. One time it came too late when I played the Future Sound of Egypt 200 in Egypt. I had a delay on my flight, so I just made it on my connecting flight from Cairo to the other place in Egypt where I had to go. So I made it, but my luggage didn't. So thanks God I was not dressed too stupid.
Okay.
So because I came from Ibiza and I had to fly Ibiza, Barcelona, Cairo, Cairo to Sharm el-Sheikh or something like that. So yeah, I just left the way. So I just played that night the way I left Ibiza, which was like in 3/4 shorts and like a shirt perfect. Like this, which was good.
Perfect for that.
For Egypt was was good. So I was saying thanks God I was not traveling with a whatever Mickey Mouse shirt or whatever. Like sometimes you have those old
pajamas,
shirts, you don't care, you know. So it was still kind of okay to go on stage with it.
Are you guys planning any more tracks with Ali and Pilla guys?
Yeah, I mean after we had the Tune of the Year, we are skipping this year because I think for the whole year will be still one of the biggest tracks when we play somewhere, or when he's playing and when I'm playing myself, people waiting for that song.
Yeah.
After it became Tune of the Year. So we said we skip this year because we have to play the old track anyway, so we don't want to kill the momentum with a new one.
Yeah.
And then for next year we wanna work on a new one. I have to say that Fadi is my closest friend from the industry, so we are really close. Even when I went through some harder times and felt like, I think I just go with my orchestral music and maybe leave dance world.
Yeah.
He was always the one who kept me kind of close and always talked me into to a collaboration and put me on some of his future Sound of Egypt shows, you know, which shows also what kind of person he is. So really good, because this industry is like when you are successful, everyone is your friend, and if you are a little bit on a downtime of your career or something, then nobody cares. You know? And he's one of those people who really cares about me and what I like about him.
Well, it sounds like, you know, obviously cares about you because you provide for the industry and people. Obviously, there's. And I can imagine there's a lot of kids out there doing amazing stuff, don't get the chance. So there's maybe a lot of music out there that's really good that doesn't get the exposure.
Yeah, I mean, especially nowadays, think about how many tracks get released every week.
Yeah.
Just if you release a single like yourself, how hard it is just to be visible, you know, on a beatport.
You go beatport new today. It's like 5 pages of stuff. hell?
Yeah.
How are you meant to stand out?
Yeah, and if you are not on there and you're just on the weekly releases, it's already like nobody's really paying attention until maybe you enter with sales in the top 100, and then people discover it, you know. So it's like really...
You know, there's all this stuff about Beatport charts are not real and all that sort of stuff. Do you think eventually it's going to, I don't know, there might be like SoundCloud, not SoundCloud,
Spotify.
Spotify, you can see how many people have listened to it.
Spotify is my favorite, actually. I use Spotify like as a private customer as well, to listen to all kinds of artists I like from all genres to follow. And also what I like about Spotify is that it generates the page by itself. There's no fake, nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
You know, like when you release a track and your company sends it to them, it generates the songs, and that's the way it is.
Doughnut Run has turned into a bit of a pub crawl. We've got to sign off, so
yeah.
Thank you, Roger, for all your time.
So guys, as you can see, we talked the whole day. Now it's already dark. So yeah, time was flying when you're having fun.
Now we're going to have a couple of drinks and we'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Bye.